Hello and welcome to an online experience, a virtual experience of Qigong, ancient Chinese practice imbued with the body's wisdom and millennia of experience with building vitality and good health. And every aspect of this practice is based and rooted in a standing posture called Wuji. And Wuji translates as emptiness, kind of primordial emptiness from which all movement and all creation generates. We're going to build the pose from the ground up, starting with the feet shoulder distance apart. So have a look down at your feet. Spread your toes, anchor your feet, and press them gently into the earth as you rock slightly forward and back. And feel the way that you're grounding into all four corners of the foot, which would be the big toe knuckle, the pinky knuckle, and the inner and outer heel. And as you continue this rocking forward and back a little bit, see if you can land in a place that feels balanced, where you're pressing into the entire foot with a sense of rooting down like tree roots descending. And as you place a slight bend in your knees, your kneecaps are tracking forward in the same direction as your toes. Your kneecaps are projecting over the balls of your feet. And by bending the knees slightly, you are activating your quadricep muscles. So it's not a deep squat, but it's a slight bend to the knees. And then from there, working our attention up into the pelvis. We're going to invite the tailbone to sink down. For some of us, it might feel like the pubic bone slightly lifting up. The goal is to feel a broad opening across your low back. So as though there was a weight tied to your tailbone, drawing your tailbone downward with this sinking sense. That's what we're going to maintain. As we start to go our attention up the center channel of the body, up the spine, right to the very top of your head. And as though there was a thread attached at the top of your head, lifting you up infinitely upward into the sky. Maintaining this dropping of the tailbone and simultaneously this pressing or lifting upward through the crown of the head. You might experience it as the whole skull lifting up. And by doing so, imagine, or maybe you can feel the spine lengthening. You're creating this desirable opening of space between each of the vertebrae. And we're sinking the breath in a relaxed way down into the lower abdomen. Maintaining each of these cues as I'm giving them to you. And then layering onto that a little rising of the shoulders and then a sinking of your shoulders down onto your rib cage. And at the same time, taking the arms slightly away from the sides of your body. You could imagine that you have placed a little quail egg underneath each armpit. And feel the way there's a soft little bend through your elbows and a sense of the fingertips kind of draping toward the ground. And then we're combining the sense of being rooted and solid in our feet, right? Stable in our structure as we feel this width across the chest and this internal space to allow the breath to sink down into the low belly. And then when you draw your attention up to some of your senses, your sense of sight, you could look down at the ground 8 or 10 feet in front of you. That does not cause the nose to drop, but just a slight slide downward of your gaze. You can relax the interior of your mouth by creating a little bit of space between your teeth. Lips stay together. And then softly place your tongue on the roof of your mouth right behind your top teeth. And find a way to breathe here. It's as though the bones of the body are even floating upward as the muscles of your body are sinking downward. This is Wuji, posture of emptiness or neutrality. And then the mind is invited into just a slow and meditative state. So it's a standing meditation. You can observe the breath as it comes and goes. If you were able to put a slight smile to your face, you would be further developing the practice. And notice how there is a subtle pulsation within the pose that accommodates your breath. It accommodates the body maintaining balance. So you're not rigid like a statue. You're in a broad and powerful position with minimal effort, almost as though you could fall asleep standing on your feet. Allow yourself to enjoy a few breaths here, encouraging the imprint of this body position into your muscle memory, into the way you're able to notice and maintain connection to the ground through your feet. That sense of gentle upliftment through the top of your head. So you're welcoming some sky energy or yang energy down through the top of your head. And it could be experience of a slight draw upward through the soles of your feet of that yin or earth energy. I invite you to consider this pose as kind of home base for all the movement that's yet to come. Nice, slow, steady breaths. Feel your mind steady and relaxed. Your breath natural as it flows in and out through your nostrils, resting down deep into the base of your lungs. Feel your body just stacked, aligned right over the center of your feet. And this continual invitation to rest the hips downward, even as though you were going to sit on a very high stool. And one more time, return to the placement of your skull. Feel that entire skull lifting upward. And from that upward lifting skull, the spine lengthens and descends. And there you have it, Wuji posture.